What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Welcome if you are new. I am Precious, and today I am relaxing in my friend Miss Pat's garden all the way up in North Central Clarendon. I am here today to check on some orchids that I mounted on her palm trees last year May, and I will also be demonstrating how I mounted the orchid on the tree. So if you want to see me do that, just keep watching. Welcome back, guys. I'm standing right next to the first orchid that I mounted on Miss Pat's palm tree. This is a Cattleya Alliance orchid, and as you can see, this is the stocking that I used to mount it onto the tree. And since last year May and now, it has sent out some healthy roots. And if you look right here, guys, if you look carefully, you will see some more new roots coming out. So this orchid, this Cattleya, it's doing quite fine. Congratulations, Miss Pat. I'm going to take you to another orchid that I mounted. So guys, I'm at another palm tree where I mounted this seems to be a Jamaica Alliance orchid. And I use a stocking foot, as you can see, and look at all these roots going up and down the tree. So this plant is doing quite well. You know, I like the idea of mounting these orchids because I want the orchids to believe that they are still in their natural habitat, and they're doing so great. I'm so pleased with the progress that these orchids have made. So guys, these are two orchids that Miss Pat experimented and mounted by herself. This one has given her a new growth since she mounted it, and I can see a few new roots holding onto the tree. Let me show it to you. Here it is, guys. And this is another one that she mounted here, and it has bloomed. Miss Pat, give us a little story about how you mounted these orchids.
Well, I just decided to follow what I saw you doing and to try it myself to see what can happen. They were practically dying. And then, you know, I can say I was taught by the best. So that's the outcome.
Thank you, Miss Pat. I am so proud of you. So that means I don't need to come back and mount any more orchids after today, because you have done great. I'm so proud of you. Thank you for the invite. This is the orchid that I'll be mounting today. As you can see, it's not looking too healthy. It has a few new roots here. So I'm going to be taking off this section because these soda bulbs, they have already bloomed, or if they didn't bloom, well, they're not going to do anything again. So I'll just take them off. Less stress for the orchid. I've removed it from the orchid, and I have sterilized my cutting tool with alcohol. So I'll remove these dead roots. Can also take off this as well. So here I have what is left that I'm going to be mounting on the palm tree. But before I mount it, I'm going to be using a solution of hydrogen peroxide, which, as we all know by now, because I have been using this in a lot of my demonstration. Hydrogen peroxide is a cheap and effective fungicide, and it is mixed with Growphyte. Growphyte supplies nutrients to the plant's roots, and it also increases the plant's immune system. So this is a mixture, grow fight with hydrogen peroxide. And this is my scissors, my pair of scissors, and what is left of a stocking. So this is what I'll be using to mount this orchid. So come along with me, guys. Let's go do it. As you can see, guys, the orchid is growing in this direction. So it's coming from this end to this end. So the new growth, whenever you mount an orchid that grows like this, you want to put the new growth onto the tree or onto whatever item you're using to mount the orchid on. Ensure that the new growth or pseudobulb is placed onto that surface. These are what we call the pseudobulbs. And this is my stocking that I will be using to mount this little orchid today. And I'm going to carefully put it between, or place it between the pseudobulbs, and try not to damage the roots of the orchid whenever you are mounting. Be as gentle as possible. And I use stocking foot because the stocking, it's quite soft. So it's better for the roots of the orchid rather than wire. That's just my opinion. So I love to use the stocking to mount the orchid. After a while, the stocking is going to decompose, and always ensure that you secure the orchid firmly so it's not shaking, because if it shakes whenever the wind blows, it can damage the healthy roots of the orchid. So it's quite simple. And I'm going to be using some Spanish moss, same thing we call old man's beard. I'm going to be putting this little piece on the orchid that I just mounted to cover the roots, to keep it cool until the plant has attached itself to the palm tree. So for now, the old man's beard will keep the roots of the plant cool. Now this is where the scissors, or the pair of scissors, comes into play. I normally wait until after I use the stocking to mount the orchid that I cut, because I don't want to cut too much first and then I waste the stocking, because right now Miss Pat says she almost out of stocking. Yes, so I'm going to cut it, and here you go. And this is another piece that can be used to mount another orchid. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my video. Please remember to subscribe to my channel at Precious Blooms Jamaica, and also follow me on Instagram and Facebook at Precious Blooms JA. Until next time, see you soon.